Two more A-list celebrities have now weighed in on the 2024 presidential choice, and these two matter. Because in a close election, high-profile criticism and high-profile endorsements can make a difference. First, here is singer-songwriter John Legend on MSNBC eviscerating Donald Trump.
He is a tried and true, dyed-in-the-wool racist. The core of his being, he's a racist. So I don't want to hear what he has to say about what he's done for black people. He's done very little for us. And he is, at his core, truly a racist.
There is brutal honesty, and then there is John Legend. Legend pointed out that when African Americans protested the killing of George Floyd, a black man murdered by a white police officer in Minnesota, Donald Trump advocated for the military to shoot protesters in the streets. Legend noted that Trump's history towards African Americans goes back decades, and Legend added it is not something that should be ignored.
He's made it clear throughout his life that he believes black people are inferior. He believes that to his core, in his bones. He wouldn't let us live in his buildings back in the day. But also, when you hear some of the stray comments he makes, he clearly believes in a genetic hierarchy of humanity and is racially determined.
Trump is racially determined and believes in a genetic hierarchy of humanity. Rough stuff. And to be fair, John Legend and his wife model Christy Teigen have tangled with Donald Trump before. In 2019, amidst a debate over criminal justice reform, Trump referred to the couple on Twitter as musician John Legend and his filthy-mouthed wife. Teigen then tweeted, "LOL, what a pussy-ass bitch. Tagged everyone but me and honor Mr. President." Trump then asked Twitter executives to remove Teigen's tweets. In other words, one could argue Donald Trump is not just a racist, but a coarse political leader who is thin-skinned and believes in censorship. Is that news? Probably not. So let's get back to the celebrity criticism of Trump and the 2024 efforts to help Joe Biden. Actor Michael Douglas, who is still working, recently appeared on CNN and noted he's only 2 years younger than President Biden.
I think that I walk a little similar to him. And the people that I've talked to and everybody that I have say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine. We all have an issue with memories. As we get older, we forget names, something. He's overcome a stutter in his life, and sometimes he might. But let's just say that his entire cabinet, including his vice president, everybody in his cabinet, would be more than happy to work with him again in the next term. I cannot say that about the other candidate running, because nobody in his cabinet from 2016 wants to be involved with him.
It is true that more than 100 Trump administration officials have come out against Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Still, polls show the Biden-Trump race is close, and Michael Douglas says the stakes are higher than any election he has ever seen in his life.
This is probably the most important election of my lifetime. I share with my kids through the Vietnam War, this is the most critical time in my lifetime that I can remember where we're at right now. We need somebody in control, in power, who has some experience, and knows how to work on a global situation. The world, you can't ask for one side for us to be active globally, but then internally say we're just going to isolate. It doesn't work that way anymore.
Trump isolationism versus Biden engagement. That's another clear distinction in this election, as is a safe and stable government versus instability and democracy being threatened. On policy, views of humanity, approaches to the world, and even integrity, the contrasts in this election are clear. But if you put those aside and make a decision based on gut feelings, as many voters will do, the validators of those feelings can have an impact. That's why celebrities like Michael Douglas and John Legend coming out so publicly and forcefully against Donald Trump can make a difference. With at least some voters, the celebrity words and perspective will have an impact. And even if celebrity perspectives move only a tiny portion of the electorate, in a close election, every vote matters. And in this 2024 election, nothing should be taken for granted. By the way, Donald Trump's fiercest supporter in Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is now getting burned by her own explosions.
This is the most disgusting business model that anyone has ever seen, probably in the history of mankind.
On the Steve Bannon Show, Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene trashed her party support for Ukraine, and perhaps projecting, Greene claimed Republican voters are sick of the House Speaker.
They are absolutely done with Republican leadership like Mike Johnson, who totally sold us out to the Democrats.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.